You ever notice how some kayakers that are really good just seem to glide over everything? It's the deck never gets wet. They go through a hole, it stays dry. They go through a bigger hole, dry again. They go through a big churny rapid where water comes out from all over the place, steep drops, bow's still dry. There's a technique to this. We mimic it with a lot of these modern creekers by adding a lot of rocker, and we make it easier and more accessible for the average person. But the truth is, there's a technique to paddling high and dry. Let's talk about bow dry paddling. The foundational skill for bow dry paddling is quadrants. Learning how to use the quadrants of your boat is vital to staying upright. Use your quadrants to keep your bow dry on steeper holes and drops. You can practice this in flat water too. And so all you do is you're gonna smash your stern just a little bit. So think about a weight shift up. Stern smash. And then as you get comfortable, add a stroke to it. Practicing that in flat water when you're paddling, it's obviously not a good forward stroke, but learning how to lift your bow with a stroke is an essential skill when it comes to staying on top of the flow or being able to go over holes and over other changes in the grain. You can also do it in a creek boat, not just a play boat. It's easier to feel it in a play boat, but the more you're able to smash your stern down with a stroke, the easier it'll be to boof, to get air, because you're incorporating your abs. It's important to note that you're not leaning back to do it. It's a lifting of your knees along with that smash, that stern smash. When you combine staying on top of the flow with the lock-in, you can glide over sections of changing whitewater a lot easier. Practice ramping up onto every rock you see. Choose smooth ones that aren't rough concrete, but practice using your quadrants to get your bow high up on these rocks. You can use it for boofing, but you can also use it for things like jet ferries. Learning how to hold your bow high when you paddle and then gauge your core when you paddle is the key to keeping your bow high and dry. Anytime I'm paddling downriver, I'm looking for higher lines, higher water. Look for features to be able to use to keep your bow high and dry. When I'm looking downstream boat scouting, I'm looking for a safe bet. A boof, an eddy, or a tongue. If I can boof something, that means I can definitely stay on top. That's the goal of boofing. If I don't see a good boof, I look for a tongue. Tongues are a good way to go into the rapid, and then I look for the next tongue crossing over it so that I can cross up and over and stay on top of the flow. And I'm avoiding deeper seams. When you see a seam, cross over it. Stay on top of the water. If you go into a seam or along a seam, you're gonna go deeper, and then you're subject to where it goes. I'm choosing to cross up and over things and then turn with them to stay on top. If I don't see a good boof or a good tongue, sometimes I'll look for a good eddy. That way I can see what's happening and know where to go next. So in this one, I'm gonna drop my bow like a double pump, pushing my bow underwater just a little bit right as I approach, and as my bow comes out, I'm gonna shift my weight to my back quadrant on the same side. Right as the foam pile goes under my boat, I shift my weight to the opposite quadrant, back to the front. The hole glides right under my boat, and my boat glides right over the hole. Learning how to do this and edge transition properly keeps my bow high and dry, even in really churny whitewater and even in a playboat. When you're paddling in boils and whitewater, use the lock-in by pushing with your feet and lifting with your knees to glide over boily sections of whitewater. If you haven't seen the lock-in video, make sure you check it below. I'll link it below. The lock-in is a great technique for paddling in boiling whitewater. You can also use it on eddy lines. Think about that every time you're paddling. Even in a playboat, practicing in a playboat is a great way to know whether or not you have the skill down, because if you can paddle bigger whitewater and keep your bow dry in a playboat, then you know you've got it. Bow up paddling will change the way that you paddle because it'll give you a lot more control. You'll be less subject to where the river's going. Hopefully now this will give you something to practice on. Think about it every time you're out paddling around, and I guarantee you it'll change the way that you kayak. If you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you on the river.